All right, so what I'm going to do is break up these readings into two different ones. They'll both be based in love, but the first one is going to be also with the full moon, okay? And so the full moon is tense, for sure. What we're looking at here is the sun in Aries, which for you all is in your 10th house. You're a fellow cardinal. Cardinal is Aries, Leo, or Leo, Libra, and Capricorn, and you guys. It's cardinal energies are, they herald in the seasons. There's no energy more important than another one. It's not like that. But it's, spring will come and spring comes. It comes. That's it. Spring isn't sometimes summer, and spring isn't like immutable, or spring doesn't, get hard-headed and decide it's going to be winter. Would be more like a fixed energy. It's just more determined, is what I'm trying to say. So, and Aries, definitely not your energy. Aries is very pushy, very driven, a little warlike. It's also, in a love reading, very sexual. 10th house is where the sun is, may or may not be you, but the 10th house for you is your status in a love reading. I'm single, I'm married, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a husband, I'm a father, that kind of thing. So the sun is coupled, you can see him down there in the chart that you're looking at around 8 o'clock. He's coupled with that purple guy, and that is Mercury in retrograde. So this is typically an illumination, a spotlight of a conversation onto the moon, your ruler. On the opposite end there, you can see the moon. Now, that opposition may or may not be tense. That's how it goes with oppositions. They're just looking at each other. It's like, hey, hey. And the sun is illuminating the moon. Sun energy is very male, it's very driven, it's action, it's forward, that kind of thing. Now, Mercury in Aries is the messenger, so it's determined communication or sexy talk, It's driven. It can also be angry. I'm not gonna lie. This can be an angry conversation, a passionate conversation, or just a conversation about doing something. So it's action-oriented, I feel. This feels like a setup for a classic, what are we? What are we doing here? Why do I think that? Well, because it's a driven, determined energy in Aries. It is definitely some sort of communication. This could be written word, nonverbal, spoken, internet, text, any of it. Any of it. All the way to silent treatments, which is communication, isn't it? I'm feeling neutral about your spread here. It feels like a tense conversation regarding definitely relationship and love. Could be a change in direction. It could be not a fun time. Now, moon in Libra. Libra is, for you, is your deepest emotional core. And moon is your ruler. It's the most important one. So moon in Libra is, so it's illuminating subconscious feelings, this conversation. What you feel about relationship. Maybe you didn't know it. Maybe you didn't want to say. It's definitely about feelings and possibly having to do with your living situation. The 4th house can be literally your domicile, your like where you live. It could also be family of origin. If you're single, this could be family bugging you about when you're going to get coupled or when you're going to leave that asshole, that kind of thing. I just pulled on Jupiter in Scorpio. Now, he's not aspecting anybody. He's just hanging out. He's over there at about 12:30, 1 o'clock, that gray guy with the blue M on top, because he's in Scorpio. This is deep desires about romantic love. Jupiter in Scorpio. But it's what is made bigger by Jupiter passing through there. So there's an issue of love, or it's more romance. This is early love. This isn't committed love. This is romantic love, children, joy, happiness, fun, that kind of thing. Now this full moon is aspecting Mars in your house of committed partnership. Now both the sun and the moon is squaring Mars, which is conjunct, meaning right up on Saturn. So if you look at that triangle at the very top of the triangle, the apex of it, you will see that. Most people know what the symbol for Mars is, and that right next to him is Saturn. Now Mars, again, is the ruler of Aries, so same energy. It's forceful, it's passionate, it can be angry, especially paired up there with Saturn. Saturn is a restriction. It teaches through restriction and austerity. They're hard lessons. To me, this feels, like I said, this is a classic. What are we doing here? Am I your person? Are we going to get married? Are we taking it to the next level? If you're already married, are we going to have a kid? Are we going to buy a new house? Are we going to, like that? What's up with it? Also, I want to pull on the North Node in Leo, because even though Leo is in your second house of what you value and what is worth it to you, I'm actually more interested in the South Node in your 8th house there. I always pull in the 8th house in a love reading, but you can't just pull one node. You have to, they come in a pair. They travel in pair, you know, right across from each other all the time. So it's going towards one, stepping away from another. So 8th house is, he's that you at like 10 o'clock. This is where you're not to be focusing on. So this is what most of us are focused on, is our South Node. Why? Because we like it. We've already been there. We've done it with the North Node, and we're comfortable there, usually. And it doesn't mean it's good, like a good comfort thing. A lot of times this is clinging to old patterns that you don't even know you're doing half the time, and you gotta stop doing it. You have to focus on you. And for everyone, North Node is in Leo, South Node's in Aquarius. Now for you, that's the 2nd, 8th axis. This is other people's money, taboo issues, sacred sexuality, 8th house I'm talking. That kind of thing. I wasn't focused. So this is, when you have 8th house energy in Aquarius, it's like a detached energy from those things, which isn't a great thing for committed for deep intimacy and love, okay? So it could be that the North Node is saying, no, you can't be detached from that sort of thing. What you need to do is go towards your North Node in your 2nd house in Leo, which is about, you know, where you shine. It's leadership and individuality. What do I want? What does turn me on, turn my crank or whatever? But if you weren't brought up like that to think that that's important, or are with someone who doesn't think it's important, or, you know, up till now have been with people who don't find, you know, deep intimacy like that important, now would be the time to figure out what that means to you. It's different for everybody, right? Uranus is not in, oh yes. Uranus is conjunct Venus, but he's in Aries. So this is sudden unexpected changes in more, it's still 10th house of I am a whatever. But because he's conjunct Venus over there, right next to that Sun and Mercury, I'm wondering if this isn't some sudden unexpected change in more towards the Venus energy in Taurus. Now Venus in Taurus, I just pulled on her. Venus rules relationships, but that's Libra. Taurus is very sensual energy in a more earthly way. Tactile, you know, that sort of thing. So let's check it out. Sun in Aries in your 10th house, represented by Nine of Pentacles reversed. Now, what this says to me, what's being illuminated is either you don't want to be single, you're not into it, or you were real into somebody, or somebody was very into you to the point of obsession, and that's no longer so. So it's either a conversation about your singledom or about how you're not into somebody anymore. Or you're not single and you want to be single. Some variation of that. And he is conjunct over here, Mercury. So this is the communication, the actual thing. So we have Ace of Swords reversed and Three of Pentacles. We'll see what the rest says, but this screams to me not being attracted to your partner or them not being attracted to you. And there's a conversation about it. And I mean physical, sexual attraction. Because there is affection here and a willingness to work on it. One of you at least. So this is, you know, in this deck it's depicted as a great love. But the real meaning of the Three of Pentacles is working on something. Diligently learning a new thing, working in that way. Ace of Swords is in a love in this card. It's more, it's not emotional connection. It's more, but kind of. It's, I don't want to make it sound like it's not a okay thing, because it is. Because in the card, they've obviously had a talk about what, you know, what turns their crank and are doing that. I find that to be incredibly emotionally intimate. To say, you know what I'm into is bondage and lingerie. You want to help me out with that? You know, that's an intimate thing that you can't just do with anybody. So there is an emotionality to it, but really it's more, the idea is sexual truth or loving truth, truth about your love or whatever. So there's no doubt that there's warmth here and a willingness to try to, but it's not this, I don't know why I feel this, but I swear this feels like you try this, you try. Let's, okay, you know, we're going to make a date and we're going to do it. We're going to get past this thing. And, you know, let's say you put something nice on, you think they'll like, you know, you put yourself, this is vulnerable stuff. How does that work when you go, you know, let's say you put on that nice thing and you're trying to get that spark into your relationship. If you never had it, you're trying to get it. If you once had it, you're trying to get it back. Maybe somebody was ill. I mean, there's a million reasons why people don't connect on a physical level, but, you know, do on an emotional level, or, you know, and that is those are both pentacle cards. So this could be someone that you do really well in your day-to-day life with, brass tacks of life, like it flows, it works, you're into it, but you have a roommate, okay? And you or the other person, or maybe this is both of you recognizing the problem, you know, acknowledge that, okay, we're going to fix this thing. This isn't going to work. And what's so vulnerable about this kind of thing is, okay, let's make a date. You know, Friday, Saturday night, it's our night. It's our night. We're going to make it special. We're going to turn off our phones. We're going to blah, 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 and, you know, do our thing. And let's say, you know, you try to make it special and you put on something nice and whatever, and you don't feel appreciated. What happens then? What happens when you walk in this thing? Let's say that's your outfit right there, and you're nervous about it or whatever. And what if you don't get the response that you want? This is delicate business. So it could be that you guys are afraid to say it out loud, or you work on it and it's still not working. Something like that. There's a conversation about this thing. Cancer, or excuse me, Moon in Libra. So this is the conversation's illuminating this thing, which is the Knave of Swords. Now, if you're not in a relationship, it's craving those things, craving warmth and like a warm love with someone, but you're not obsessed. They're not like a stable warmth. With creative, sexy time, and you don't have it, and you have somebody in mind, and that would be for singles. If you're coupled, this would be the sweetest thing on earth. I don't even. This is sweet messages. Could also be a factual message. I mean, that's really the true meaning of this card is Page of Swords, which is, you know, factual information coming to you. In this card, this always feels like a, you know, admiration from afar type thing. I need more information. This could be you because you are the moon feeling admired. You're into it. So we'll see. What is this Mars over here that is being aspected? Wow, you guys. Okay. 10 of Pentacles reversed. Now, what this says, it feels like that kind of discussion of there is love here. There is warmth here. There's some things we got to work on. It's kind of one of those, you know, come to Jesus moments in a committed partnership. Are you ready to go? Because I'm not ready to go. I know we're having a problem with this thing. And it does. It still feels like sexual incompatibility because here again we have Pentacles. The day-to-day is fine, but this is one or both of you expressing, I want more than a roommate. What is the restriction? Why are we going through all this? Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. 4 of Cups. See, they're standing at a gate, and usually this means stuck, but I guess kind of same meaning in a little different way. They're negotiating. It's like, what are we going to do now? We going through here? Are we staying out here? Am I going through there? You're like, what are we doing? What's going on? So the restriction is kind of almost like a lack of initiative, decision-making, drive, like roommates. You gonna go to the store? Am I gonna go to the store? I don't know. I don't care. You go ahead. Which makes me want to turn over Jupiter down here in Scorpio. Now this is the sexy house, you know, on a lighter note. So what's being illuminated in there? 4 of Swords. That is being controlled a little bit. Somebody is controlling the sexual vibe of this relationship. It's cold. Because it's a discussion, one of you, at least, it is important to you to warm this thing up. Somebody is just fine with not doing it a lot or ever. It's dead. The chemistry. I don't know that you ever had it. I mean, this is zero chemistry so far. Not like, oh, careful. No, like, did you ever have it? And that happens sometimes, y'all. Like getting married too young, not recognizing the importance of those things as you know, until you mature, and now you're stuck with somebody that you don't have compatibility with. 9 times out of 10, the reason that you know that is because you've experienced it with someone else and go, oh, I thought we were fine, but we are not fine because I need to be doing that again. But you want to do it with who you're with. If you're single, at some point you found it and you're trying to find it again, but just not with the same person, or you recognize you never had it. Let's say you're separate, you're not with anybody, and now, you know, you're craving that. That's all right. It's your body wanting to do what your body wants to do, and you want to merge. You want to do that, and you're not quite sure how to go about it, would be another way. And it suggests that you're feeling admired. So that's the positive thing out of this whole thing. I like it. You know, and that can do it too. That could be that simple. It could be someone you feel the smittenness, the flirtation of another, and it, you know, wakes up that thing in you. For women, as a woman, like you feel you're sexy when that happens. And I cannot, for such a sex obsessed society that we are, it's everywhere. Like, where is it not? When we're talking about relationships, for whatever reason, and I don't understand it, help me understand, comment away. Like I said, it's everywhere. You cannot watch a fucking commercial anymore without some sort of sexual undertone connotation. And yet, when we're talking about relationships, I've had to really learn how to navigate these conversations in private readings because it is so sensitive for people. And it's like we're talking about something that is everywhere. I feel like I'm talking about anything when I'm talking about it because it's so ingrained in our life and in relationship. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. It is what separates you from friendship. Otherwise, you have a very nice friend that you care for a lot, right? I mean, but we want to put relationships on this like pedestal. Like, no, our love can surpass anything, and we don't need. We're so in love, we don't even need to talk about that. Bullshit. There's not. If you think that, you are incredibly naive. Most people, and don't get me wrong, there are different levels of appetite. What am I trying to say? Need. There's a word. It's like escaping me. You know, some people need it every day. Some people, once a month is A-okay. There's the rare person who once a year and they're good. And I would, whenever I've had that and really get in there, they've never had good sex. You know what I mean? It would be like if all you've ever eaten your entire life is, you know, diet food, and people are like, oh, cake is so good. And you're like, whatever, it's not that important because you never had it. You think you've had it because you had, you know, diet cake. But when you have real cake, you're like, oh shit, yeah, I need to have that in my life. Gotta, yeah. And it's a healthy thing. That's what I find. People who say that, when really questioned in a kind way, will admit. Anybody who I ask, have you had good sex? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's always good. It's so beautiful. It's good. It's good. And you do it once a year. It's so good that you only need it once a year, or just about never. Well, he's tired. I'm tired, and whatever. And in my head, I'm thinking, I could be in a coma and wake up and probably with a compatible partner want some of that, and asking about, orgasms and that kind of thing. And then, come to find out, never had one, that kind of thing. That's what I sense is going on here. And these things usually come down to very deep-seated things. I don't get a lot of torment here, though, but that's what I'm looking at here. One of you wants to wake it up. I think it's you. I think you're with somebody who isn't giving you the sexual attention that you want. And if you're single, you're not getting the sexual attention that you want. You're not getting it, and you want it. And I'm just simply trying to say, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. We are human. It's a huge part of our life. It's how we make humans. It is not nothing. It is huge. And again, anybody who challenges me on that, if you think it's not huge, I would love to debate you. All right, Uranus. What's this sudden oh, shit. 8 of Wands. Sudden unexpected energy up in there in Aries, and this is action. You're getting some attention. Maybe inside the partnership, maybe not. Maybe part of this agreement in that one scenario, if you're coupled and you both decide that this is a problem, you decide to work on it. It doesn't get off the ground in the way that you hoped, or it feels awkward, or you're not there yet, and now a real effort is made. There is another scenario. There's another person out there who has woken this up in you, and you're trying to make it your partner. You're trying to, in a healthy way, this is like having one of those flirtations, wherever it is. It's usually work, but it doesn't have to be. It could be the gym. I don't know, something like that. And, you feel the flirtation. It's harmless. Nobody's doing anything bad or wrong. And it's like, waking that up in you, and you're trying to segue that into your partnership. Is another thing that could be. If you're single, you got somebody, this would be you just lamenting not having that, having it on your mind because there's the flirtation, and all of a sudden there's all this flying communication. It's very sweet. I like it. Venus in Taurus. Oh, sun's coming out. It has been so snowy today. Okay. Venus in Taurus is relationship in the 11th house. So this is in your house of hopes, wishes, and dreams. It's what you're really wanting out of partnership. Strength and the 9 of Wands. So one of two things here. You're either trying to be really brave to get what it is that you want, which appears to me to be an awakened sex life or love life, both. I mean, you're not just looking to hook up all over town. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's that thing in you that's being woke up that wants to share that with someone. and it's making you nervous. But don't let it make you nervous. That's okay. It's okay. Okay. And you're trying to be brave. Another scenario is coupled or not, coupled or singled, that you got your eye on, or on a Leo, or a Leo has their eye on you. This is like a very magnetic, sexy person right there. And it's making you all up in your head. I wonder if they like me. Are they going to like me? Oh, I wonder if I'll ever get to do it. Maybe I need to work out more. Maybe. Ooh, wow, you sure looked at me with sexy eyes today at the gym on the treadmill. That kind of thing. Nine of Swords isn't always, horrible torment. It's ruminating. I like it. North Node in Leo, which is going to oppose over there in your 8th house. 6 of Pentacles. Now, normally I read this card as a card of depression. I didn't feel that. I feel that you're wanting things to balance out. You're wanting some balance in your life to get as much as you're receiving and give us, because you're very giving, loving people. There's a lot of swords in here for as emotional and giving as you are. Sword energy is cold. It's not cold in a mean way. It just has no emotion in it. It's a lot of words, a lot of which isn't bad. But you're a water sign. You're the most feeling, gentle, lovely feeling sign in the zodiac, and nurturing. So that's absolutely something, that would be a good thing for you guys to focus on, of who's caring for me. And it looks like, I'm thrilled to say, you're taking care of you. Good. So what are you supposed to get away from in the 8th house? A taboo and Seven of Swords reversed. This is a distance card in this deck for me. This is not doing it, not whatever. This is getting over that, getting over not, coldness or fighting in a relationship. But your 8th house is the house of deep intimacy. So relating in that way, again with swords. No, away from that. You're wanting to take care of you by insisting on your fair share. Okay. I like this reading. It's a lot of reformulating for you guys. You really have grown. I would say more than anyone. Everybody's grown a lot, but I really like where you're at, because you were just so sad and depleted and done the very first time I read you guys. Just like, you know what? I know this isn't the right situation for me. I'm so fucking tired. I'm just going to do it. 2, I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to make sure I'm getting as much as I'm giving, and I need to be a healthier version of myself. And that includes improving this coldness I'm feeling in my love and sex life, whether you got somebody or not. And these are excellent questions. Tell me more about that Strength card, Venus. I'm going to clarify with Vice Versa Tarot that I've already shuffled. What's the communication in Uranus? This almost feels like fun little notes or something. I don't know why I think that. Seriously. Like Post-its or something. Quick texts, memes. It's like fun. I like it. I want to know more about this 3 of Pentacles and Ace of Swords reversed with Mercury. Because it kind of implies, well, it does. It doesn't imply it. It says it. That you're having conversations about that. Why is 10 of Pentacles reversed there for Mars? That doesn't really make sense. And then I want to know more about this moon. That's all I want to know. Okay, so for the Sun, with that obsession card there, we have 5 of Pentacles. Or excuse me, for 9 of Pentacles reversed. I think you're emerging or coming out of a relationship. You might still be in it, but I think coming out of it. I think after a period of time of the coldness, this is it right here. You should not feel like this in a partnership ever. Why be in one? God. Left out, it's cold. And pentacles are things of value, right? So it's saying, it's like trying to get someone to be into you is what I sense. And I think you're over it. Not in a bad way, but just, I did not enjoy that feeling. I don't think I'm going to feel that way anymore. Ace of Swords and 3 of Pentacles. We have 3 of Swords and Ace of Cups. Interesting. Well, I'm delighted that there's a cup here. I think but there's no breakup cards, but my sense is, well, at the very least, you're coming away from a period of time of being in a cold relationship. So either you guys have really turned things around, or you've met a new person. Now, that could mean you're still with the person that was cold. And it used to break your heart. It used to break your heart, and now it doesn't. And you realize that there are things ahead. That doesn't have to rule your life, the heartbreak. Right? That Sun with the 5 of Pentacles, but you're inside. We've got the 7 of Cups and the Queen of Wands. It is a fire sign. I knew it! So you're seeing, you got options. Like, I don't really need to sweat this coldness because I got hot stuff over here giving me some attention. All I could see before was the person I was with, but you didn't see them. But now, I'm like, oh, hi. Whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. This is very sexy and fun. I like it. The sudden unexpected surprise with the 8 of Wands is communication. Got the Hermit and 5 of Swords, but they're, reversed. There's no reversals in this card. Yeah, you're done seeking. I think you were treated badly or were with somebody immature that you were just not compatible with. And you've been seeking a different way, seeking a better way. And they're going to continue to be who they are, except you are seeing the light on it now. You're starting to understand more your situation and feeling okay about talking to this other person if you're still coupled. Yeah, it's just really not a good idea. And I'm not one of those who's all, judgy and whatever. We draw these things into our lives. People come into our lives to show us ourselves and help us get through it. All of these ideas of, you can't do this when you're that, and you can't do this if you're married, and you can't do this if you can do whatever the fuck you want, okay? And the question is it good for your spirit? That's all I'm ever concerned about. Is it good for your spirit to pursue this new thing that's starting to light you up? Yes, absolutely. I caution you to just be careful. Be willing to make harder decisions. You've made a couple to, improve your life, better your life, and that's great. You might have to leave the other situation. If it's a financial thing and you're staying together, which implies, you're financially dependent and intertwined. I get all of that. I used to work with dying people all the time. And you know how many times I heard somebody at the end of life tell me, thank God, I am so thankful that I stayed in my cold, dead marriage. That was the right thing to do. We never did it. We were not compatible, and it turned into this slow, horrible death when we couldn't come to a resolution of our problems. And so we were just I was basically estranged in my own relationship for, a really long time. And here I am at the end of life. I'm really happy I did that. Feel really good about that decision. Never, ever. I'll tell you what would happen. Often, people in their coma as they're, getting ready to go, seeing old lovers that they missed, and they would talk about how much they missed them and stuff. So, I talk from an astrological perspective, but I talk from life experience and people at end of life and profound things like that. People don't congratulate themselves when they're 80 years old on their deathbed. Yeah, he controlled me and never gave me anything. It was wildly, one-sided, but totally glad I did it. No. Not once. A lot of them would talk about their stale, dry marriages and confide. Long affairs and things because they felt like they couldn't leave the situation. Now, back in their day, it would have been more social stigma. Right now, I think we're just paralyzed in life anymore on making hard decisions. Like somehow having your feelings hurt or going through a rough patch that is of your own creation is just simply unbearable. I can't do it. Well, the fuck you can. Yes, you can. Life throws those things at us all the time, and we do just fine. So you deserve to be happy. Your partner deserves to be happy. And not that happiness is the end all be all. Now, if this is just a patch, if you're just going through a rough patch, maybe somebody's sick, maybe you guys just had a kid, I don't know, whatever the reason. If it's just temporary and you recognize it to be so, totally different. That is not my sense here. My sense here is that you are starving for that kind of attention. And that is okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be touched by your own fucking partner. I mean, that is not asking for the world. You shouldn't even have to ask. And you crave it and you want it. And the reason you crave it and want it is because somebody's showing that to you. All I'm trying to say is this very much implies that you're going to step out and you're not going to be able to walk away from this. It feels very new, so I'm not quite sure. It's a Leo. It's just a Leo. I almost never ever do that, but you got strength. You got the sun. You got the Queen of Wands. And it could just be hot stuff. It really could. It is just, they are lighting you up, like literally, for real, with their energy. And if you need to end this other thing in order to start your life in a passionate way, which is what Leo is. I mean, this is passionate. Opening up. Here's the sun. That was with, I said, tell me more about the strength. It's just a very lit up, very positive person. It might be time to move on from what you got going on. Now, if you've already done that, congratulations. Wow, this is going to be a great month for you. For real. For real. I want to pick one more on this restriction with Saturn, Four of Pentacles. Why do you feel stuck? It feels financial, but we'll see. Which kind of goes back to other readings that I saw for you, where it was financial, where you didn't feel like you could financially make it on your own without a partner. You got the Four of Wands. Yeah, no. Are we going to stay in this partnership or are we not? That's the restriction. Mars, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, we have Six of Pentacles. Once again, something is not fair. And the King of Swords. Or is it the Queen? Yeah, Queen of Swords. I feel like that's you recognizing the unfairness in your marriage if you're married or committed partnership. Squaring over there to that Sun and Mercury. I think you're in the middle of deciding if you're going to leave this partnership or leave this, relationship in order to pursue something 100 times more positive, or at least makes you feel 100 times more positive. You're deliberating that. Wowzers. I'm glad to see it. I'm not going to lie. All right. The second chart I'm going to do is for the new moon. New moon. No, we don't need him. We don't really need him. Don't need that. Wait, I think I do actually. I'm missing somebody. It'll take me a second. Jupiter. There we go. Yes. Okay. Real fast. I don't like video editing because, well, let me rephrase that. I haven't learned how and I don't want to learn how. So I'm not gonna. All right. So what's going to happen here is in the new moon is in Aries. So now your ruler is right up on the sun at your pinnacle in Aries. Now this is a very positive moon, and this reading did not suck that you got with the full moon. So this should be even more positive, which is, sorry, I live upstairs. Ugh. Oh, no, we don't need Mercury, and we don't need Neptune. I like to clean it up so that you can see better what I'm talking about. There's too much going on. It gets all garbled and jumbled and hard to see. All right. There, that there, that there. Don't need him. Do want him. Now Mars is with Pluto. And what is Pluto? So instead of Saturn the teacher, teaching through restriction, we're going through transformation now. Oftentimes difficult to transform. Why? Because when Pluto transforms us, something's got to go, something's got to die. It's intense. If you're ready for change, shouldn't be too bad. If you're not so ready for change, not so great. Let's go. So this feels very positive. Venus is now looking at, she's still in Taurus, and she is now looking at Jupiter in your 5th house of romance. Oppositions are most of the time, well, it just depends. Jupiter and Venus, they like each other. It's an opposition is like walking down the street and meeting, looking at someone. When you look up and you see a friend, you're going to go, oh, hey, what's up? You see an enemy, you're going to go, ugh. Or you see the crazy person talking to themselves, you're going to, oh, I'm going to avoid that. That's an opposition. Sometimes good, sometimes not good. This one's good. I would be real surprised if this ends up being a bad thing. This screams desire, sex, Jupiter and Scorpio, looking at Venus over there. So what happens when you shake hands with your friend? It's warm and fuzzy and lovely. What happens when you shake hands with your lover? It's electric and awesome. Like that. They're shaking hands in a sexy way. Taurus is an extremely sensual sign. It's sexy, okay? See, like Libra, Taurus is sexier, in my opinion. I mean, just as the energy of it, not Taurus people or Libra people. I'm saying the energy of Libra is, I don't know why I'm sneezing my head off today. It's like snowing. It's like a blizzard. Something. So, what was I saying? Taurus, it's earthly sensuality, whereas Libra is about partnership. It's about balance. It's about beauty and art and to a degree so is Taurus, but it's more, it's an air sign. It's the idea of those things and in and of itself is not necessarily sexy. Now, if you want to talk about people, yeah, Libra people tend to be pretty sexy because they're beautiful and magnetic, and attractive. Usually. Anyway, so I feel like one more and we'll be ready. Venus in Taurus, right at home, very sexy, very sensual, shaking hands with Jupiter, the most buoyant, happy, positive sign in the, well, almost, in the zodiac, in the sign of the sexiest sign in the zodiac, Scorpio. Hot stuff. Let's get in there. Sun in Aries. What's it doing in mid-month in April? What is being illuminated with this full or new moon? Now your ruler is in Aries. This is action with emotions. Like, oh, tell me more about this, Leo stood and you're going to do something about it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And in Aries. And then there's some sudden unexpected component to the new moon itself, not to Venus. So before it was like, it's very surprising to you that this person, this hot stuff person was talking to you. That'd be like when you just can't believe the cute guy is talking to you. You're like, really? Are you really? I like it. I love this for you. Yay. These are so sticky. I've got to very attached to them. They're several years old. Venus and Aries. There we go. Aries. This implies like some sort of surprising action brought on by someone. It feels like you surprise yourself or something. Venus in Taurus. Mars in Capricorn in your relationship house. Same thing. Action and drive, but it's next to Pluto. Now, if this was not a love reading, I'm feeling, oh God, that can be a really volatile combination. Just that combination. But in this instance, I'm feeling like very sexy, hot stuff. It doesn't have to be. I could be wrong. I am so sorry. Seriously, I took an allergy pill and everything. All right. Pluto in Capricorn. And Mars is at its strongest, well, one of the strongest in Capricorn. So, all right. And then Jupiter making desires bigger in your 5th house of romantic love and children and creativity. Okay. Is that it? Yep. All right. Sun in Aries. What's being illuminated? King of Cups. That could be you. This is a actively caring energy. Moon, your ruler, in Aries. Wow. What did I tell you? Empress in this deck is sexy. Now, a lot of times for me, in the reverse, she's the other woman, like the vixen. I think it's reversed because you're on this path to be her upright. You know what I mean? You're getting a brand new start. A brand new start in Vixenville. You're feeling amazing about it. Or leaving behind not being a vixen. Kind of the same idea. I love this. I love it for you. Love it. What is the shocking part of this? Oh, it's not your partner. If you are partnered, you're walking away from a marriage that's not working, or a partnership that this is marriage. This is like literally a marriage contract for me. So yeah, that's it. Like you're surprised by your own, this is like being surprised by your own moxie. You're still yourself, but Cancer is not known for their, go get 'em thing, Cancer risings. Now Cancer sun, that's a different story. But that's what I think. I mean, who among us have not at some point in our life, it would be like me. I'm a very fiery, airy person. Like I don't got all that emotion, all that. I don't like it. And it would be like me being, wanting to pop out 15 kids, and I'm like, holy shit, who knew I wanted to do that? I didn't know it was in me. I didn't know I could do that. Not that I couldn't, It's just nothing I ever consider or would want. It's not my nature. It's not your nature. The Fool is not your nature. Okay? Like, woohoo, let's go, let's move out and go on the great unknown. No, you want to be known. You want to know where you live, and you want to live there forever and ever. In fact, if you could get everything delivered so you could literally never leave your house, you would dig that the most, right? And that's why you guys are here. Somebody made a comment on another video because I was talking about Cancer. As an energy, it's the mother, it's emotion, it's nurturing, it's secretive, it's ever changing. It's the most interesting of all of them, in my opinion, because it's just so fluid. It's so many things, but at its core, at its essence, it's the mother, it's the female, it's the incredibly soft, incredibly lovely energy. And somebody said, well, not everybody. Cancers aren't the only one who aren't evolved. They took that to mean like and that was fair because I didn't explain it. It's incredibly evolved. Like, what will we do on Earth without that energy in the world? It's incredibly important and beautiful. And I don't mean that it's somehow better for you to be more like the Fool. At this time, it is. But that doesn't mean you got to change into the Fool and do this all the time. I think there's nothing better than to overcome or push past your comfort zone. That is amazing. Your comfort zone is home and family. Your home, literally. You dig it. It's what you're about for a lot of you. If only a happy place, even if you're not with anybody. Even if you don't have a house of your very own and you live in a one-room apartment, it's going to be lovely and you're going to make it a place where you want to stay because because you want to nurture yourself, right? So anyway, I'm proud of you because that's not, you guys tend to be, you'll procrastinate if it means leaving a home, if it means leaving comfort or something established. You will not want to be doing that. And it looks like you do it. Good. Hey, wow, you guys are getting new love. Ace of Pentacles. This is in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams. You're gonna get a new partnership. You're gonna get a new person. It will be stable. It will be satisfying. And based on the other reading, if it's the same person, it's gonna be very sexy as well. Good. Good. Jupiter. I think there must be heat under there. Oh, no. Knave of Pentacles. Now, the traditional meaning of this card is the Page of Cups. These are romantic overtures, romantic offers, that type of thing. It's depicted a little controlling here. So just know that. But the meaning of it is emotional messages, which is a great thing. So let me see what the rest of it says. Mars in Capricorn, Moon reversed. Now he's in positive flow with Venus. So secrets coming out that came out. Something came up and out. Now that Fool is in the moon, signified by the moon. So, maybe you just feel like making a new start, but then Ace of Pentacles is a new solid start, a tangible start, and yet we got squicky energy down here in your fourth, and secrets coming out. It could be because secrets came out, you can have a tangible new beginning, and Jupiter is positively aspecting Pluto. But not Mars. Well, kind of. How do you transform? This is the other one. This isn't a new one. I don't see the new one here. Do you guys not take the opportunity? It's like you feel like leaving a dead marriage, but maybe you try to stick it out and be caring. Your moons are reversed. You got King of Pentacles reversed. Also a cold, not generous energy. Could be because the secret came out. Oh, you were doing so good. Let's clarify and make sure. The Sun, why do we have King of Cups here? I mean, that's obviously you. Active. Feeling energy. I don't need to pull on the full. You got it. Hierophant reversed. Why is that represented by Eucharist? Hierophant reversed. Hierophant reversed. Why is the Hierophant reversed here? Show me the Hierophant reversed. Ace of Pentacles. Who is this new tangible start with? I'm very concerned by lack of fire in here. Jupiter here. Why is the moon reversed for Mars and Aries? The secret. This could also be like not connected emotionally with whatever this is. One more thing. Knight of Pentacles reversed. King of Pentacles reversed. Obviously, this is someone, a committed person. Just getting more information. All right, for the Sun with King of Cups, we have I hate it when they rename the cards. But just call it what it is, man. 7, I think it's the Empress. Nope. All right, yeah. This is a Chariot reversed. So you're making a decision, it feels like, because you're not prepared to move away from something at this time. You feel like you want to, but for whatever reason, you're not ready to do that yet. That's fine. Why are you surprised by Hierophant reversed? I'm gonna get my glasses. These are so hard to. Probably should have had those handy. They're so hard to read. Because the Fortune Fairy 10. Oh, that's Wheel of Fortune, right? Yeah. See, they call it the Fortune Fairy, and the card gives no clue. You're like, but now I see it. It's like, it's very nice, but it's reversed. Something happened in the marriage. I keep wanting to say maybe one of you is ill. Maybe that's what's going on. I get that. Not wanting to kick somebody when they're down type thing. Nothing wrong with that. All right, for Ace of Pentacles, we have Page of Wands reversed. So you had to stop communication with Sexy Time guy. And you're now committed to working things out with this guy. And you know what? Sometimes That's okay. Sometimes that's what flirtations are for, to bring up that very question. Are you ready to leave this yet? And the answer is no. So be it. That's okay. I'm glad you had that experience. Why is the Knave of Pentacles? So that's why this is here, because you're still with the same person that you feel controlled by. But you're spending time with friends, you're making the best of it, and that's okay. Mars with, I wanted to know Moon reversed. What's going on there? Seven of Pentacles reversed. You're just not waiting around. Or something that could have been revealed was that you realize you're not making the effort, you're not nurturing it, and there's more that you can do. I really like the way this card's depicted. This is Seven of Pentacles, which is the guy raking leaves and all of that. And really the meaning of that card at its core is planting seeds and waiting for the harvest. You're not procrastinating necessarily. You're waiting for it to come to fruition. Pregnancy is a great way to put it. She's gestating. What else can she do but wait around? It'll come out when it comes out. But you got it reversed. So there's no more waiting on whatever that moon thing is. And let's see what the King of Pentacles reversed is. Four of Cups. So they're in disbelief about something. I just feel reversed. It feels like this should be the full moon and the other one should have been the new moon. This is also can a lot of times be like whoever your partner is having a hard time with this discussion. Whether a secret came out, whether the words have been spoken that we're not connecting correctly, in the way that I need, and we're going to work on this. They're not real excited about that. Now, why you feel like you had to put the brakes on, and maybe the other person was truly just flirting and there was no big thing. I guess I'll ask it. Why don't you move on like the fool? It's what you want to do, but you absolutely don't do it. Why? You double down on the very thing that was frustrating you. Eight of Swords. Too much anxiety. You just can't do it. You're just like, I want to. And you know what? 1 foot closer. Or, there could be very good reasons. Maybe you're not even, and if you're, for the ones that are single, maybe you're just not ready for a partnership right now. Maybe this tangible new start is more for you. Maybe you're working out your finances and just working out your life, and you're just not ready for this new situation. Oh my God, I'm so itchy. And maybe this King of Pentacles reversed with the whatever. Maybe you had a breakup not too long ago. And maybe you're like, I don't feel all the way back to myself yet. I would love to jump back into a new relationship, but I just don't feel equipped at this time to do so. So I'm going to, hang out with friends because my judgment wasn't real good before. And I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to be more myself. I'm going to be more me and, get my shit together before. No more waiting around. I'm not going to be depressed about it or whatever. Like I choose me more than a brand new, sinking myself into a new relationship that did not go well before. So for those people in the first reading, you would have been, you would have just been, your body was wanting to have sex. And there was a lack of it. You had a flirtation, and maybe it came to that. It got close to being a thing. And you're like, I think I'm going to wait on that. I think I'm going to get my stuff together and have some fun and get to know my own self before diving into something so soon after the first one. If you are partnered in a established thing, you had a flirtation and you did not pursue it. You felt like you wanted to, but you don't feel good about it with that Eight of Swords, so don't do things you're not feeling good about. That's okay. What is the unfortunate thing? I don't know. Some unfortunate thing in the marriage. For some of you, something could have happened. Your partner's in denial, and you're like, okay, I guess I gotta take control of this thing. I feel illness. I don't know why. Maybe some of your partners are, and it doesn't have to be a horrible thing. Maybe they just need surgery, and you're like, oh, I can't walk out right now. I don't need to be an asshole about it. I can wait. And so you do. Any and all of those. So it's okay. But man, you're growing a lot. I like it. I like these serious, contemplative things I see. I like it.